Ford has always been a company of extremes, a treasure trove of possibilities, but also a home to pitfalls. While some of the models in its lineup continue to push boundaries, others leave buyers regretting their choice. Luckily, we're here to help you make the right choice with the list of 5 worst and 5 best Ford vehicles to buy this year. Let's start with the models that didn't hit the mark, vehicles that definitely aren't Ford's best work. Number 5, Ford Ranger. Although recently redesigned with some of the most attractive exterior designs on the market, the Ranger actually lags behind its rivals in key aspects. Its interior definitely looks better compared to the previous generation, but rivals are simply more upscale. There's also the obvious lack of a long bed, while the base turbo 4 engine has never been a champion of reliability. Most rivals offer more standard equipment, while there's also the matter of the infotainment system, which does feature a pretty big screen, but it's not as intuitive as rival units. Speaking of rivals, both the Colorado and Gladiator can tow more. On the other hand, the Tacoma and especially the Honda Ridgeline offers superior ride quality. Last but not least, the starting price is just a few thousand lower compared to the base F-150, so the choice is pretty clear there. Number 4, Ford F-150 Hybrid. The F-150 continues to dominate the pickup truck market, and that's for a reason. It's the most well-rounded full-size truck on the market, a quintessential workmate, but only if you pick a gas-only version. Yes, the hybrid may look appealing with its 430 horsepower setup that also offers quite a tremendous 570 pound-feet of torque. On paper, things look amazing, but in the real world, there's really no reason to pick it over a gas-only twin-turbo V6. It's more expensive, it can tow less, and it's actually slower despite slightly more power. And the problems don't end there. The F-150 Hybrid turned out to be quite unreliable with a long list of problems. Transmission issues, problems with electrical system and battery, in-car electronics, drive system. These issues can be various, not to mention that many owners complained about strange cabin noises coming from various directions. Number 3, Ford Explorer. Ford's 3-row family hauler has just been refreshed, but that doesn't change the fact that the current generation has been around for way too long. Don't get us wrong, the Explorer is a good SUV with a couple of very strong points, such as peppy powertrain options, but there are too many compromises while rivals are simply better. The Traverse, for example, is more spacious, while the Grand Cherokee is way more upscale. And although placed on a rear-wheel drive platform, the Explorer isn't exactly engaging to drive. The steering's too vague, while there's a solid portion of body roll. The third row is tight despite the respectable exterior dimensions. Simply, there are way better options in the segment, particularly models like the Kia Telluride and Hyundai Palisade, which dominate Ford's SUV in pretty much every aspect. Number 2, Ford Escape. The compact SUV class is probably the most competitive segment in today's automotive market, and unfortunately, Ford's model doesn't have much to offer. Simply, it's older than most competitors and therefore looks less appealing. Just look at the interior. Hard plastics and low-rent materials are all around. Almost every rival looks more upscale from the inside, even the equally old RAV4. Furthermore, the Escape used to be an engaging SUV to drive with precise steering and car-like handling, but those things are gone too. Well, the fact that the base 3-cylinder engine feels underpowered doesn't help either. The optional 250 horsepower Turbo 4 may feel like a way better option, but that potent engine is criminally undermined by Ford's jerky automatic transmission. But while the gas-only options are definitely ones to avoid, the hybrid version is actually a pretty decent choice considering their pricing and the MPG ratings you get in return. Number 1, Ford Bronco Sport. Ford designed the Bronco Sport to capitalize on the Bronco's big comeback, but the final execution is nothing but a letdown. This SUV may look rugged, but it's actually a crossover based on the Escape and all the limitations that come with it. Mild off-roading is all that it can do, while on-road matters are compromised by the boxy shape that only brings additional wind noise and lower MPG ratings. Then there's the interior design, which may look ruggedly attractive, but actually offers nothing more than low-rent materials and not a particularly great driving position. And while the boxy shape may indicate generous cabin space, the fact is that most rivals offer more passenger room, especially when it comes to the rear legroom. Just like the Escape, it comes with an underpowered base engine. Altogether, there are better options among mild off-roaders in the class, starting from the Subaru Forester and Jeep Compass, which are more off-road capable, more practical, and more refined. Now that we've checked out the Ford models to avoid, let's see the best the Blue Oval has to offer. Number 5, Ford Bronco. If you're an off-road enthusiast, the Bronco is a no-brainer, definitely one of the best options on the market. First of all, there's the fact that it's one of the most iconic nameplates in Ford's portfolio and easily one of the best-looking SUVs around, with a perfect blend of rugged and retro design, but that's just the beginning. The Bronco will impress you with its off-road potential, which is on par with its direct rival, the Jeep Wrangler. But the Bronco stands out with much better on-road manners thanks to the more sophisticated front suspension setup. Furthermore, its engine lineup consists of 3 turbocharged powertrain options, which are all pretty generous with low-end torque, something that plays a really important role in off-roading. Also, the base engine is available with a 7-speed manual transmission, which feels way more refined compared to the Wrangler 6-speed stick. Besides excellent off-road capabilities, the Bronco, particularly its 4-door version, is quite a practical daily driver with a pretty generous cargo area. Number 4. Ford F-150. Is there anything left to say about the F-150 after all these years of dominance? Yes, some rivals may offer nicer ride quality and more upscale interiors, but when we take everything into account, this is still an absolute class leader. It is not just about the class-leading max towing capacity. The F-150 is an amazing all-rounder. One of the things we really like is the powertrain offer. Besides the fact that it's the only truck that comes both in hybrid and all-electric variants, it's the combustion lineup that impresses the most. Because the range doesn't just include modern turbocharged engines. There's also the good old 5-liter naturally aspirated Coyote, so everyone can find a perfect engine for themselves. An impressive range of trim levels and configuration, excellent work manners, impressive off-road variants, including the amazing Raptor R with over 700 horsepower. Do we really have anything else to say about the F-150? Number 3. Ford Maverick. Ford reinvented the compact pickup segment with the Maverick, which blends practicality, ride quality, and overall versatility like nothing else on the market. On top of that, it's a very affordable pickup, and things just got even better because the recent refresh brought important updates. First of all, the hybrid version finally got an all-wheel drive version. Moreover, the hybrid now also qualifies for the towing package, so this version could tow 4,000 pounds too. It's a perfect blend of practicality and efficiency. The Turbo 4, on the other hand, continues to impress with its strong acceleration. On the inside, the Maverick now stands out with a new 13.2-inch infotainment screen, while the list of safety features is much longer now. Add to this already familiar qualities such as spacious and comfortable interior, smooth crossover-like ride, and the extra practicality that comes from an open cargo area, and it's clear why the Maverick continues to impress over and over. Number 2. Ford Super Duty. Towing, hauling, or any other kind of hard work, the Super Duty is always the answer with its super tough design that never fails to impress. There's so much to like about this amazing pickup, starting from an impressive powertrain lineup that includes a couple of capable gas units and that impressive V8 turbo diesel with class-leading 1,200 pound-feet of torque, which is one of the reasons for impressive towing figures which can go all the way up to 40,000 pounds. But the Super Duty isn't just a super capable work companion. Buyers can also configure it to be luxurious, convenient, and practical. Two-tone leather interior, max reclined seats, center console that turns into a desk, onboard power generation, a host of safety and trailer assist features. The Super Duty checks all these boxes. Number 1. Ford Mustang. The Chevy Camaro is gone. The Dodge Challenger has no more than 6 cylinders. It's clear why the Mustang is the best Ford you can buy today, because it continues the legacy that started 6 decades ago. Numerous redesigns and modernization didn't change the course the Mustang took decades ago. It remains a genuine pony car, an unbeatable sports car bargain accessible to anyone, because the base model already starts in the low 30,000s with a 300 horsepower Turbo 4. Still, the real deal starts with the GT and its wonderful naturally aspirated V8, with the engine note you unfortunately cannot find in any other place anymore. Yes, it may feel outdated and inferior to more advanced sports cars, but that's actually a good thing, because the beauty is in its raw power, simplicity, and accessibility. Nothing beats the Mustang when it comes to that. Thanks for watching and see you next time.